I'm Mr. Henrik, and I was just having a small conversation with Ms. Van about our daily practice and exercising goals.
Sounds like a good one.
Ms. Van set up this meeting because you want to have some information for clients. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. That's so correct.
Okay. Can you guide me a little bit, or should I just start to babble, and then, or what? Which one you prefer?
Okay, let me give you background a little bit. So like that, you can bubble after that, of course. But because I'm a green consultant, I work a lot on sustainability, but lately a lot also on green building. So I have this client that is looking into, nowadays everyone talk about net zero. So they want to look into renewable energy that is not just solar panel. So then we're talking about maybe, windmill, but I'm not sure if it's a really like a good technology in Malaysia, because some people say because the wind is never blowing in Malaysia and not. So before I go to my client, say like, okay, invest in it, let me better understand it. So maybe you can help me more.
Okay, this I can help you with 100%.
Okay.
Let me start why I believe I can help you 100%. If you see behind me, you can see my banana leaves, etc. They are basically moving.
Yes.
This is because there are sufficient wind in Malaysia now. You just have to be at a certain level. Many years ago, we find out that Malaysia, they are more into plug and play, and they are more into what is easy. I'm not saying that they are misguided or lazy. I'm just saying they choose easy streets. Because solar panels is not that renewable.
Exactly. The panel itself and everything is questionable.
Yes. I can tell you that basically every year Malaysia put in landfill between 550 to 700 tons of broken and never used solar panels.
Okay.
So imagine how it will be in 5 to 10 years, where all the old one who is set up for feed-in tariff and M metering and LSS 1 and 2, when they are going to be changed, it means that all of it will end up as landfill. So if we look into basically what is renewable and what is not renewable, then let us start with that. I'm not ditching any solar panel producers. I'm ditching that they are not renewable. Because when you talk about net zero, and this was you who was starting to speak about that, net zero is basically something where we have to reach a target, but we have to reach the target by not making it worse.
Exactly.
So, for instance, solar panel manufacturing in mainland China. They are the largest. Peninsula and Malaysia are the second largest in the world. First of all, to produce solar panels, you need silver, aluminium, glass, lithium, plastic, whatever. But the thing is, the way they produce it all happens in a reactor. This reactor is basically silicium that is poured in, SR6 and SR17, the chemicals, and they are the most dangerous chemicals basically on the planet. They will never go back to nature, never, ever. So they are heated up to 2,200 degrees, and by that they are cooled down. When it comes out as a cylinder, and now this cylinder have to be sliced into very small wafers, very thin wafers. Each wafer have to be sanded on the front side and the back side. This happened with the purest of purest distilled water. It means to make 1 megawatt of solar panels, you need 150,000 liters of distilled water. So, can we agree that basically every day regarding to UN, 1,500 children are dying in the age of 3 to 7 years because of lack of clean water.
Yeah.
So if we follow UN and we follow what UN say, solar panel is not renewable, and they will never. Yes, and they will never become renewable. Mm-hmm. Besides this, for instance, in Malaysia, you have very beautiful forests. You have very beautiful wildlife. You have tigers, elephants. You even have rhinos. You have tapirs. You have everything. Mm-hmm. The problem is, if you're not taking the forest down for palm tree, you're taking the forest down for solar panels.
Yeah, the solar farm nowadays. Yeah.
Yes, and solar farms supposed to make things better, not worse. But here's an example. Mm-hmm. One normal tree harnessed 150 kilo of CO2 per year, one tree. Mm-hmm. It takes all of it into the ground, and in the ground it releases it back and it's been filtered. It's like reborn. But when you cut down everything, and then you basically take the roots up, and then you burn down everything. It means besides the water. Yes. So the renewable is never there. So exactly. Before a solar farm actually become useful, it takes 8 years for the groundwork just to recover. That's for the groundwork. Now, all the technicians are saying that between 5 to 7 years it takes for a solar panel to be CO2 free from the production. That means the first 10 years minimum, nothing will be CO2 free, nothing will go towards carbon zero, nothing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That is one thing. The second thing is that TNB is holding the solar users a little bit by the grip. It means that they are saying, we will allow you to sell through NEM metering, LSS 1, 2, 3, 4, but when there are room in the grid for it. Mm-hmm. It means that, for instance, if you look out the window today, how are the solar production in Malaysia today?
You mean the 3.5 hours?
Exactly. How is it right now?
I mean, Johor is very cloudy. I think it's maybe only 60% efficiency.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Most of the day we are cloudy days.
Yes. So the thing is that basically on a cloudy day, and which is regarding to Malaysia statistic, nearly 100 days a year.
Exactly, yeah.
It means that the efficiency of this is not there. No. So the grid will not accept the little amount of solar who's being produced. That is one thing. The second thing is the sun is moving, you are praying to it. But the solar panel, they're static. So when the solar panel is static, it means that they cannot follow the sun unless you have solar tracker from our company. We build solar trackers, small, medium, and large scale. So they basically follow the sun, so you can have up to 10 hours a day using the solar panels. But that's not all. All solar panels today in Malaysia are not equipped with any kind of storage.
Yeah, exactly. That was surprising, yes.
This is where the largest mistakes are. Because if you look into LSS 123, totally they produce like 3,000 megawatt of solar, 3 hours a day. But they're all doing it at the same time. But what if all of it went into storage, and the storage is renewable, not lithium-ion batteries, but renewable storage? It means that then basically the government could use your renewable energy and they could plan for it. And this is where the biggest mistake of renewable energy are in Malaysia. Because with no storage, TNB cannot plan how is the weather to be tomorrow. So TNB is giving out directions to everybody who have a power purchase agreement by saying you need to run 85%, 90%, or 100% tomorrow. But a coal power plant or a gas power plant do not work like that. They work like they have to run 100%, but they can only sell maybe 80%. It means that while we are speaking now, Malaysia have a surplus of 6,500 megawatt. And it only gets worse the more solar who comes in.
Yeah. You just produce and you can capture it.
Yes. You produce it, but you don't need it because you can't afford it. So this is why that I wrote a few articles. They are on my LinkedIn. You can go in and see it with storage, solar panels, but also wind turbines. And this is the next topic we are going to talk about. Wind turbines are produced for our part here in Malaysia, here in Peninsula Malaysia. All our parts can be recycled. All. It means my iron can be remelted and reused. My fiberglass plates can be reused, recycled. They can become a part of something else in a new fiberglass production, or they can be turned into gasoline. So that is one thing. The second thing is, we guys, we always love to measure sizes. Oh, my car is bigger than yours, my tires are bigger than yours, and then we pick them. So in this case, I will do the same. 140 kilowatt wind turbine from us. I only speak about us. 140 kilowatt wind turbines from us have a footprint of 1.3 square meter, 40 kilowatt. If I take the same footprint, 1.3 from a solar panel, I get 280 watt for the same footprint.
Not even kilowatt, not even 1 kilowatt.
Not even. So that is one thing. The next thing is, a solar panel is, like I said, it's static, it's not moving, and the sun is moving. But with a wind turbine who is vertical, the wind turbine who is vertical, it can capture the wind from any direction. Any direction. It can start off as low as from 2.3 meters per second. And then it can go up to 43 meters per second, which is basically, it will fly away with the roof and everything.
Yeah, that's the point, yeah.
So what we do with our wind turbines is we put all the power into storage. Basically because it's a great idea. And basically because, again, this with the guy and the size, it comes in. Every time you have 3 or 4 meters per second, we still produce electricity. It means that we put that electricity into a storage. This storage you can use in your house, in your factory, in your school, wherever.
Oh, okay. So it's like movable storage. It's not a fixed.
No, you can make it as movable storage. We have that. Basically, it's a battery you can bring into your Tesla car or your house. But all the power that is being produced goes into a storage. So when it goes into storage, it means that you're not selling it back to TNB and collect 17 cents or maximum 21 cents. And then when you need the power in the evening, you're paying 55 cents. Here, you're using the power when you wish to use it.
Exactly. If you generate enough.
Yeah. And this is where enough comes in. Enough is, Malaysia have 16 to 18 hours of wind, which is very suitable for generation per day.
Okay, 16 to 18 hours, okay.
And for every 10 meters you go up, you increase by 2 meters per second. So if you go to any high-rising building in Johor Bahru, there's plenty. I just been there at Legoland. There's plenty. You have basically plenty of wind. So if you put a wind turbine on a rooftop anywhere, you generate close to 16 to 18 hours a day of maybe 8 meters per second. or more. So now we are talking renewable energy. And because it's a vertical wind turbine, it's not horizontal, it's vertical. It means that it do not kill the birds, it do not kill the bats, it do not make this noise again and again and again. Yes, do not make that. Basically, it's like, can you hear it? You can't hear it because it's vertical. It means that it don't break the wind pattern when the wings hit it the same way like a horizontal. So Malaysia have enough wind, you know. Malaysia have everything they need except for lobbyists and politicians to basically listen and try. The funny part is that we have a collaboration agreement with TNB Labs. TNB Labs, it's a subsidiary, and this is a test facility for all TNB products. TNB Labs came to us 4 years ago and said, Mr. Henrik, we find it strange that we actually have 3,000 wind reading stations in Malaysia. They all say we have wind enough. Why don't we use it? I said, this is politics for you guys. It's nothing to do with me. This is politics. And of course, at this point, Mestec was run by a lady who is partially owner of two of the solar manufacturing factories in Malaysia. She's also a minister at that point. And she's now launching number 3 right now to Malaysia to get more money in. So basically, it's politics. In your Renewable Act from 2011 and up to 2019, you have wind turbines. And you will get wind turbines again. I know because Seda was here 3 weeks ago, and Seda wanted to talk about how to write in the wind turbines again. And I was like, yeah, okay, now you will listen. So the thing is, when you talk about net zero, you talk about carbon, you talk about 1.5 degrees you want to lower, and basically at the end, you want to make money.
Exactly.
Yes. Then a vertical wind turbine is better than a solar farm.
Okay.
We, as I said, we produce everything here.
Okay.
Here in Malaysia. So if you are ever in the area, look either Miss Van or I up, and we will show you around. Miss Van can later on send you some videos where the wind turbine spins, where we put up wind data loggers, where you can see twin towers in the background. That there are plenty of wind in Malaysia, plenty.
Okay.
There's actually so much wind in one of the videos that Miss Van, who's holding the wind logger, she's like being blown back. So Miss Van can send you all of this after this.
Okay. So to say that because it's a smaller size, like not the mega size like the one in France or in Europe. So it's very suitable in Malaysia and any part, because my client is thinking of putting in Penang and on the ground floor, just facing the sea.
Okay. In Penang, and basically when you go over the bridge, the second bridge, when you go over that and you go in, there are actually 2 vertical wind turbines.
Okay.
Facing the sea. And I've seen them spin, and every time I go to Penang, it happens every 2 months or something. I'm always smiling focused. Because for me, it shows that I'm not the only idiot in Malaysia.
Yeah, that's why I never see it, but when the clients say about it, and I check, like even in Kuching, at the Miri waterfront, also there are already a lot there. So that's why it's like, okay, it's not rare, it's not the first one that will put it in Malaysia.
No. The funny part is that actually in Kuching, we have a collaboration with the Chief Minister to harness a lot more wind energy, a lot more. And every time they feel bad and they get hit by the wind, they call me and say, oh, Mr. Henrik, when do we start? And it's like, yeah, it's up to you. Basically, it's your money, it's your ministry who's hauling it. So you have a lot of wind in Malaysia, a lot.
Okay.
There are areas where you have more wind than other areas. If you go into Equator.com website, there is a wind reading station. It means that when you go in there, you can look into, okay, where's Malaysia? Where do we have the most wind? How's the history? And so on and so forth. Then you can look into it and you can say, okay, there are actually some areas where we have more wind than others, of course. But common for all of this, if you are at a certain height, the wind turbine basically will spin 16 to 18 hours a day without any problems. And even at a low spin, you still harness energy into your storage.
Okay. So the whole system actually it's designed by you, I believe, maybe in your team, and then it will be also like managed by your team, even the battery, because my background is heavily, I did a lot of my study in Japan, so it's not rare for me the capture of the battery, of the solar power and everything. But I came back to Malaysia 3 years ago, and I'm shocked that some of engineers never heard about to harness and to storage of the battery in the produced energy in the battery. So it seems like it's kind of like risky thing to have battery, because when it have problem and everything, no one understand how to take care of it. So in this case, your system all under Equalton.
Yes. We will, if you wish us, we will take care of service and maintenance. Basically, we will take care of everything. It means that we will not let you hang in. That is not fair. We will never sell you something and then say, oh, now it's your problem. We will basically rather say no if you are not certain, or if there's not wind enough exactly where you want to put it. Because for me, it's more about a success story than just a sale. So one of the things I think we should start with is that Ms. Ren will send you a wind data log.
Okay.
This wind data logger is a manual hold. So where your client wants to put them, you go there in 10 different time zones, and then you say like, okay, this is morning, this is lunch, this is evening, blah, 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 blah. And then you log in how the wind logger spins. And then you basically have a pattern. So with this pattern, you can actually guide your client to say, have to be at a certain height. It had to be maybe 12 meters up, 15 meters up, or whatever it had to be. Because at the end of the day, we are here to assist you so you succeed. I'm not here to make you fail. It means that no matter what, we will guide you 100% all the way.
Okay, great to hear. Okay, so like it's very interesting to hear that even at 2.3 meter per second, it's already like start to harness energy.
It's a little bit like if you have children or you get children one day, the children will have on their shoulder some small wind fan like.
Yes.
It means that basically you can harness energy everywhere. It's just a matter of how you start it, how you capture it. Because the battery that we are having, they can take in from 0 to 12 volt and from 12 to 24 volt, from 24 to 36 volt to 48 to 96 volt. It means that in our case, the storage is the key. It is the key. So every time you store it just a little bit, it goes in and then it pack it. So it becomes, okay, the inverter will say, now you can use me as 12 volt, now you can use me as 20, or now you can use me as 48. It's a software technology we use a lot, and it works very well, very well.
Okay, so if you have, or I'm sure you have, so later maybe you can also share with me the technical how it's connected to the building, how it is going to be used, like And also like if you have already data from a few projects that you have, and we can see like the annual generation or like the reduction from TNP demand and everything, that will be also perfect. Then I can study a little bit more.
Okay. Ms. Van, are you following us here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Ms. Van, can you first of all send the good doctor a wind reader? A handheld wind reader. Second, send her a few videos where the wind locker is up, and then send her a few videos of turbine spinning where you stand under and she can hear there's no noise, etc. Okay. And then if you can send her the story that we used for the 11 minutes of energy. The story, small is good, location is good, wind data logger is good, carbon credit is good, all of this. Send that flipping book to the doctor as well, because then she can learn a little bit more. I do not know exactly how much she knows, but being a doctor, that means she's asked to collect data and information. So by sending this to her, she can select herself, and then she have a.
Will do.
I have not so much knowledge on wind energy, but I can read the report at least and ask you more questions.
Exactly. So please deal with Ms. Van, and then she will send it to you within the next few days. And then at the end, follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. Social media, where we always say that Malaysia can and Malaysia should be more proud than they actually are. Because we believe in it. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
So did you get what you wanted?
Yes. For today, yes. For the first meeting is perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Have a good day, and Ms. Van will follow up. Okay.
Okay. Enjoy your afternoon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye. Bye.